Yeah, we got 4 shows today. We got Shakina Rose right after Auriana, and then a couple of new friends coming on at 2:30 Eastern. Okay, we're live on YouTube, and then we have another show tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Just going to put on the intro for 1 minute 19 seconds and allow people time to come in. All right, let's bring Auriana up here. Sorry for the late start. Electricity's gone out. I'm not really sure what's happening. There's a lot of energy been moving around the last few days. So that's probably got something to do with it. All right, let's get her up here. Hadn't talked to her in a while. Auriana's out of Washington, D.C. Pretty cool place with not very many people around. What's going on, Laura Cruz? Auriana, hang on, let me unmute you. What's happening?
Oh, all's good. All's really good.
Well, aside from the fact that we're 24 minutes late, other than that, we're okay.
We can say divine timing. We can say time.
Yeah.
We can, say the old time clocks no longer matter because everything is different now.
And it really is.
Feeling easy, letting everything be easier, just flow, and taking back our time, our selves, who we are, our identity, becoming the creators again, not bowing to, subservient to, hostage to, prisoner to, usually some artificiality of human creation that actually disconnects and disempowers. So.
Well, they give us the opportunity to be disconnected and disempowered and distracted, right? Because it is our choice, isn't it? But go ahead.
Oh, I would say most humans don't understand that they are trapped in the structures that society has set up. And if humans would take back their own power, they would they would feel stronger, better, more would come from heart, from center, from true desire, not from have-tos.
Well, yeah. But, I think at some point, for myself anyway, the more references I have to what's going on that other people don't see or see, that is not part of, that is clearly not part of 5D. Let's just put it that way. Like quarantines and viruses, and all the things that go with it, all the things that, accompany, these fear-based programs. I mean, at some point, if I'm saying they're not awake, then I'm living in a space where there's unawakened people. I am the quantum creator. So I guess what I'm saying is, at one point, it seems to me that it's come down to, because they're saying this and they're saying that, and you're supposed to do this and don't do that. And I'm talking not just from the world stage. I'm talking about like light worker circles. And I
Oh,
think
yeah.
at some point it's just a matter of, you know what? It's time to grow the F up. Just
Yes.
grow up. I don't want to play in those fucking games anymore. I'm sorry. I don't I don't want to live in that reality. And if I look over there and I say, "Oh, those people are scared, or they're unawakened, or they're sheeple," you know, then I'm creating that environment. Even though I might think I'm pious and superior and better than them in some way, or more awakened than them in some way. But the truth is, we're all the same.
We're all the same, and there's still so much judgment. We don't realize how much judgment there is. A few of us have connected to genuinely to what we call 0 point, what we call neutral. And that is a different kind of neutral than we have been accustomed to. It is a neutral that comes from the essence of all universal experience. We're a part of soul journey, a part of human journey. Soul journey being in the beginning, when everything was source, when everything was light. The way I view it is the energy, sentient energy, was bored. And so it was decided growth, expansion, what to do. So the physical universe and a whole bunch of dimensions, densities, call it whatever you want, was created with those energies. And then pieces, in quotes, of these leaped into those realms to learn to experience. So if you look at it, and to grow. So if you look at it from that perspective, all experience is learning. There is no positive or negative.
Mm-hmm.
Where it looks positive or negative from a different realm. It's where do you perceive it from? What is the point of view or perspective of the observer? Where's the observer observing it from? And that includes you, me,
Mm-hmm.
any of us, from soul,
From
from
the
that
from
perspective.
the observation comes the manifestation. you know.
And then we do that too. So as part of soul journey, we all, every single soul aspect of source, every one individual, unique, a fractal of none better, none worse, just equal, just different, has a dark night of the soul. When that soul turns dark, there's a second dark night of the soul when that soul wakes up, realizes, okay, learned this experience, okay, that may not be good, I'm actually light. And then comes the making it right, the making it balanced. Right is a misnomer. Human language is quite limiting. It becomes, then the karma thing comes in, and the role playing comes in, and all that. So at the lower levels, of the lower densities, call it whatever you wish, humans tend to see it as right, wrong, polarity, separation, and all that. At other levels, the goal is to experience.
Yeah.
The goal is to then balance, harmonize, and make it all neutral in that
Yeah.
context. And they coexist. They coexist. Different operating rules, principles at different levels of existence, intentionally that way.
Of
And there
course.
is consistency in the inconsistency, and inconsistency in the consistency, and it is. And as people awaken and more see it, they start seeing that from the observer perspective, realizing we are living, existing in all those realms simultaneously. That's not the timeline stuff. That is those inconsistent and consistent dimensions where things are very different in each one because the governing rules and laws are different. And from when you look at it from a particular realm, you're in that realm. That's how you see it. None of it is illegitimate, nor is the other. And in the realms of polarity and the third density where we are, the construct is, especially in this world, very negative, very much polarized toward the negative.
Don't you think I mean, don't you think there's enough people out there now that hold enough energy that understand this?
I think there are, but I think most of them are still sitting on the fence.
Well, this is where I'm going with it. So if enough people out there, and we've had people receive transmissions and downloads, and you've got people like Jason Estes and Franco that forecast stuff, Sandra Walter, that are guiding us through narrating what's happening. There's enough people on the face of the earth that are awake. So if we're sitting here waiting on everyone else to awaken, then we're in the same boat the people we're perceiving are. So what I'm trying to say is if we're awake, that's not enough.
We got to
That's
step
not why
up.
we came here. Well, and if it really comes down to the observation is the root of the manifestation, because it is. But what's in the middle is what do I do with what I see before I spit it back out on the exhale? And that's where we're at on a personal level, on a global level. That's why I say these things that are bringing us all together, I guess, like the common denominators that everyone in the world pretty much is going through. And that means energetically, that's the field. And rightfully so, it's a blessing. But those things that don't make sense, those things that are not equitable, those things that have a charge, good or bad, okay? Because there's just as much positive as there is negative. And all I'm saying is those things that we know are not 0 point have no business in my field. And my field originates from the observation to the exhalation. In here, in that spin is I think where we've gotten to, because that now contains the heart too. So we're thinking from a 0 point level, and we don't need to wait on other people or the universe. This is actually creation. This is the womb now. The heart and the mind have merged. It's the spirit, whatever you want to call it. And this it's no different than, like, say we were all in a group dream. We all have dreams. And in dreams, you can do anything. In dreams, there can be some big threat, and all of a sudden you blink your eyes because you consciously make that decision, and boom, it's all gone. We can do the same thing right here. It's a fact. We need to pull ourselves out of these old loops. And I don't mean to sound like I'm preaching, but that's it. Grow up. Grow the fuck up. And I'm saying that to myself and everybody else. And I'm particularly saying it to the people that say they're awake, including myself.
And just be. Realize that we're the creators, and that every moment is an opportunity to create for ourselves, and then it goes out there. It comes from the inside outward, not the outside in. There are many paradigm aspects that really time to let go of those. Mm-hmm. And now we have an opportunity, and it is up to us to rise above, see beyond it, anchor something else, and realize the messages that are being communicated by what is going on. And shine the light and hold the mirror up to the human species so that they see themselves and then realize it for themselves, not impose, not say you must. So what I have been seeing on most recently and talking about, and I wrote these little notes here, some of the recent messages, a lot of them, if people would actually think beyond and untrap themselves from the fear paradigms. CV, curriculum vitae of the human species. TP, we know what that is. Tip, on messes. Focus the attention on. In the current form, the what doesn't matter. The what matters so far really doesn't. They're roles. and their SHIT. Don't chase after those things. Look at what really matters and be. The thing, it also knows no borders, yet we are humans. More important on borders, on identity, on papers, on nationality, rather than on each other. All the separation elements, we're all one, we're all human, if you just confine it to the human species. Why are we negating wisdom? Because those things are more important than what really does. It's showing us it shows no borders because it's crossing around the world. It's playing a role in the awakening. It's also a great equalizer in a positive context, not in a negative context, that is showing us that we're all the same, all human, no matter who, what, when. The mask, when they tell us wear a mask, wear a face mask. Unless you're a healthcare worker or in some high-risk area, it is mask. It's no voice, hidden, unseen, disempowerment. We see it on the street. Wake up, humans, look at yourself, and see that you have a voice. Don't hide. Don't go outside for a long walk in the most clear, fresh air and wear a mask and gloves and fear and step away. And other collapsing tinker toy structures, the healthcare system, the logistics trains, all those things that we take for granted in this country and any other country, they're collapsing. They're tinker toy structures with very flimsy foundations because they're artificial, built on some of the paradigm things that I have spoken of before. Things like coin on top, the time clock, the schedule, the AI, the algorithm, and the rule. Very useful tools, yet tools put on a pedestal, and we bow to them. We become subservient and trapped by them. A couple additional ones: the expectations, the assumptions, the merry-go-round and the Ferris wheel, keeping us stuck like a gyroscope. Then until now, we're told, think less when we wonder what to do. And it is what it is, accept it. You have no power, no choice, you can't change anything. Those are traps of humans, all kept together and spun by fear. So I say, get out of that, invert it. Go from within and outward and see how trapped and controlled all humans heretofore have been with those, and do something else, create, be, and live and go from, not from a vertical, I spoke about that the last time, of better or worse, of right or wrong, of all the judgment stuff, of racking and stacking in every way, the separation, the have not, whatever you want, but from the horizontal, on a plane, everyone, everything, human and otherwise, unique, individual, preference, and difference. That is the essence. When we start operating from that, turning it into our default, how we operate and see everything, be it the next human, the tree, the bird, the frog, the cat, the dog, the dolphin, the whale, where everybody is unique, individual, preference, and different, then all those control structures just fall away. And then we just are, and we create, and we weave. We're all weavers, we're all the weaves. We're all created, we're all creation. We all have a choice to assume responsibility, to be, to look within, to step up, to stand up, and see where can we contribute, and come from a point of love, not from the point of fear or the point of hate or what we will lose, but what we will gain and what we can grow and blossom and just fear less. Fear, a four-letter word starting with F, far more dangerous, far riskier than that other one we normally assume. I will speak.
Well, the other one's a lot. The other one's a lot more.
F-U-C-K. The one.
The other one's a lot more versatile.
I would say
it can be used in many different ways.
Fear. Fuck fear, not let fear fuck us.
Yeah,
And
fuck
then
fear.
go someplace else, look above and add another word with an F, faith. Put it
Mm-hmm.
up like a pyramid and go fair. Go up. Go with faith, hope, destiny, destination, power from within as you in complete serenity as one aspect of a whole, and still in this realm the individual, and help each other, love each other, do for another, and join together. Be wise in certain aspects, yes, but do not fall into the paradigm is current. We are getting so many messages. Don't fear it, humans. Have faith. Wake up. It's less about growing up than on taking ownership from within. It comes from within. There's too much savior from external. Doesn't matter if it's a religion, anyone, some government, some institution, whoever. No savior from outside. Save yourself. It's all within. And just do. You are. Each one of us already is. So let's be. And just be, breathe, serenity, neutral. And every moment is a moment of creation, an opportunity. Let's take this opportunity to, as a collective, come together, awaken. Just be, and just enjoy and go from love, from kindness, from caring, from understanding, and from compassion. And like that, we raise the vibration of the planet. If we all come together in unison. And
it's all based on our personal field of energy.
Yeah.
No matter how you explain it or whatever, doesn't matter. It's all based on our personal field of energy. Our collective experience is made up of those pieces, and there's a strong possibility, in my opinion, because nobody really knows, but there's a strong possibility that if you hold, let's just say, a higher frequency, a more neutral frequency, and you sustain it, there's a strong possibility you might literally enter another world in a moment's notice that no longer has these fear-based programs running, that in a world where everything you look at has no charge. And I think that's part of the human's contribution, is to actually consciously do that. I don't think we need to be having these waves anymore. I don't think we need to be going up and down on the scale anymore. I think that we're in a quantum field, and the moment that we feel a pattern of disruption, which we know there's something going on with us because that's where it's coming from, without even knowing what it is, we could twinkle our nose like bewitched. We can develop a way. We have enough of a connection to make an instantaneous change and keep on going. There's no reason anymore for with the knowledge we've been given and the support we have in the community with our brothers and sisters, and the obvious evidence that the universal energy is supporting us, even through the matrix restrictions that have been put out there. We have enough knowledge, power, wisdom, courage, love, open-mindedness, neutrality to clear in a moment's notice. And that means that this thing moves faster. And that means, because you know what? The two F words, but hey, you know what? Fuck pain. Fuck suffering. It served its purpose. I love it. It's the greatest gift I've ever received, but it's done. Stick a fork in its ass. It's done. Okay. Boom. It's over. It's time to really, like you said, it's that simple. Control your field. Be, love, appreciate what's in front of you, appreciate what's going on. Yeah.
Appreciate what's
I think we're
going
doing
on.
great.
Appreciate what is going on. And also, yes.
No charge.
No charge. Own, in quotes, your field as a self, as an identity, knowing you're part of a whole, but you're also whole and as one. And
You know what? I don't. I just want to say this because I don't want to forget it. Because you're. This is what we do. We meet and we meet in the state we're in, and we just mix and merge, and then third energy is developed. Let's put it that way. But it's it sounds harsh to the human, but it's pure alignment to the soul. And the fact is, what you brought up at the very beginning with neutrality, uh, taking in the observation and in exhaling it at no charge, that takes work. That takes a conscious, divine, human, multidimensional, connected human being, and it's being done every single day. But hard on the human is looking at pedophilia, looking at the 1%, looking at the narrative, the story. That's where we need to develop no charge. That's where we need to develop it. We need to develop no charge. When I say I live in America and I look at the American flag, I might get a positive charge. That's still not neutrality. We can actually tackle our alignment with the biggest dominoes by going to the most extreme, ridiculous, horrific, absurd ideas that seem to be present in the physical on this earth by getting to a point where we have no charge. And that takes that shadow work, that inner work. And I'm sorry I interrupted you, but that had been wanting to come out for like 3 days. So.
You're absolutely right. To get to that point of no charge, it is very rare. It is truly a goal. It is also not fully understood or accepted as legitimate or possible or something, even in light worker circles, because it's so subtle, the polarity we're in, the world we're in. What also happens is we're here to live the human experience, but there are many ways to live the human experience. And we can live the human experience, enjoy, feel, be human, do our karmic thing, our role play, our journey, all those things we can. But we can do that from a point of light, and we can do it from a point of neutrality, of neutral, of light, something really close to a personal ascension, even in physical form, if you want to call it that. And I'm still developing this a little further, bringing that in, having a little more clarity on that. But when we are able to perceive and be in human form and in every other form, integrated as a whole multidimensional being that we are, up and down the stack, completely at peace with all the realms, all the inconsistencies, all what I talked about, and actually see, for example, just one aspect, emotion. All emotions, if you look at it, if you line them up on a table, every emotion is legitimate, valid. It's part of being human. We want to experience those. The things we attach to them, do after, that is very different. But when we're able to observe, be, feel without charge, whatever that emotion is, it has a vibration, it has a frequency. Look at it as some geometric shape on a table. There's no better or worse or all the shoulds. Emotion is just that. Emotion to be felt is human. Can you just feel the pure emotion, to feel what is that like? What does it feel like to me? Without any externals. And then you felt it, lesson learned, and you're done. Next. That is how you grow. And when it comes to neutral.
That's how you grow or grow up.
Huh?
That's how you grow or grow up.
That's how you grow. That's how you grow as a soul, as a human, and you expand and you ascend and you rise above, which has many contexts because everything is many things. Every word, everything we say, everything we do, it's many things, is multidimensional in every aspect and facet of being. So when we are and are completely centered in our strength and our serenity, almost like a column of light coming through and nothing moves us from there, then we are at 0 point. We can be, we can experience, but we always are there. That is our center. That is our light. And we just do what we need to do. And In this realm, we still have roles to play. There's still, in many cases, the karma, the creation, the balancing, rebalancing, making it right. And if we choose to do that, and the inner work is the same thing. If we choose to do the inner work that it takes to reset ourselves, to come and be at peace with ourselves, make up for all those things, expand those things that are, for whatever reason, be it DNA, be it soul, be it learning, doesn't matter, in balance, in harmony with everything else, and be detached, no attachments from that context. Then we grow, we're lighter, we expand. We do this as a planet. We can raise the planetary vibration. That's how you ascend as a planet in physical form. And what I have also gotten is there is this here on Earth, and the Earth now. We hear all the cycle things, and it is the end of a cycle. And it's really a choice, a collective choice. This new cycle of repeats on the same game with new players and same constructs? Or do we just completely clear, balance, go neutral, release all those energies, and then do something else with those energies as a collective? And what I found is it was very interesting that on this planet, we're a microcosm in great density and intensity, with allows crystallization at a much greater and much more intense pace, view, visibility, and the happening to get stuff done, to get through it, in quotes, faster. But we're of great interest here because this is very different. It's denser, it's more intense. And it's not just that we do this for us, the human self, or our soul. We do it for a collective, yes, for the planet, yes, but also as part of a greater whole. It's part of a greater whole. And then we do it because souls have journeyed all over the place. Most humans don't understand that. But we have. So all these things that we have done, we have picked up. There is stuff that got generated. The inner work isn't just about ourselves, or in our DNA, or the familiar, or in the soul. We are at 0 point as a representatives to balance, harmonize, release all of it, let it go. That spreads out to the greater universe as all is connected in all dimensions, in all planes. So we're the center point at this little far corner of the galaxy on a spiral arm. We might call it the Wild West. This is the greatest show right now.
I agree.
Sure, awesome to be here. And it's not meant to be easy. Dense, intense, you don't understand it.
I don't know.
Not always pretty.
I don't think it was meant to be easy, but I think it's meant to be easy from this point forward. I don't see any reason to go through any cataclysms, anything at all. We are that powerful. Step up. How do you knock down the biggest domino? How do you get to that point of neutrality? Whatever process or modality you're going to use, right? I say somebody walks up to you, puts a gun to your head and says, I'm going to kill you. What do you do? When you can get to a point, say, hey, if that's, if it's time to move on to the next one, let's go. I mean, that's really where, for me, where it begins and ends. I don't have a preference. No, I take that back. I'd like to stick around and be part of this. There's a part of me that knows I will. But if that happened to me, I can be neutral now. I'm not afraid to die, period. Which tells me that I must have more code been opened in myself in terms of being aware and really embodying my divinity and my limitless skills and abilities. And maybe the human doesn't fully understand it, but I feel it. And I'm not the only one in the world. I just don't see any reason on a local level, on a global level. And I'm not talking about, and you could have meditations like Sandra Walter and Franco had the other day, where there's just a meditation of just what you're talking about, just holding that space and being in that unified field. and nothing else, just like nothing else, just being that, letting it emanate and illuminate. But regardless, yeah, you're right. We are center stage. You're center stage over there. I'm center stage right here, and that's how this beyond human multiversal complexity runs. We don't have to understand it, but it's true. It's got nothing to do with anything going outside of ourselves.
It is within, it is all comes from within. It's all points of light. No better, no worse, all equals as individuals in this form, as part of the one, but we're also one and one within. But where we can be of service to the global collective, to enable them to open their eyes, to awaken, or to see them hop off the fence when they are, is to put out there the alternate possibility, to create that awareness that there is another one. Because we're being, as society, bombarded with all sorts of negatives, all sorts of fears. So people seek, look, if that's all they hear, they will believe. There is too much still led to believe in this world. It's part of a polarity, it's part of a paradigm, led to believe there is no, or very little, it is positive, okay, to just be. When you are, no matter if you're a little kid or an adult, somebody comes in and tells you, no, you cannot. And too much, if there's overwhelm, overpressure on all those you can'ts, all those old control structures, people don't know any different. People still think they have choice. But can you choose what you want to do in a day? Now we are at home. We are given this gift of being at home. We have time, our time. We're given the opportunity to go within, not just within our home in which we live, but into the home of our hearts, and tend to our garden, clear out the mess that doesn't serve, clean it up, offload what doesn't work anymore, and nurture, create, plant the seeds that have been dormant and buried.
Plant the seeds. What do you mean plant the seeds?
Huh?
What do you mean plant the seeds?
We have seeds in our heart, all those things that are within us. We have buried them. We have locked them away for safekeeping, perhaps, or just simply we have not had the time, our time, to go within our gardens. We have walls around our hearts. We have barriers around our hearts. All these externals that take our time, things that we're told, conditioned, looked at, all those things. Now we have the time to truly go within and to find ourselves. How many humans haven't had the opportunity to find themselves? Now, if you choose, you have that time. It is your time. It is my time. In linear time, as we're sitting at home, idle and not working. Find yourself. Find who you are. Look in your heart. Who am I? Clean out what doesn't work. Nurture your seeds. Water them, nurture them, grow them, watch them grow, and create your beautiful garden, your flowers in your heart. Smile at them and open your eyes and in the morning and see this light of the sun, how warm and wonderful it is. And just blossom and blossom yourself and shine your light. And go with love. Love yourself. Love that. And say, I am now. What can I do? How do I want to live my life? Not, you get to see that contrast of within. You have that opportunity. You have the opportunity. You want to allow yourself. There's too much still of that other. We now have the opportunity as a planet to see, to observe, to get to know ourselves, to again emphasize on what really matters, not what does not matter. It has been inverted. It has been inverted, not just recent, but eons of control structure. And there are layers upon layers upon layers. Now each and one of us can take responsibility and say, no more, no longer. I am going to offload what no longer serves and grow and rise and say, my power, look at all this, what I was talking earlier about the flimsy structures, about how it was. Look at all these things are being put out on the television. Limit your exposure to that and go within and just be and find yourself and create yourself, invent yourself. You can be a productive citizen, a member of society, by just being who you are, the skills, the abilities, the choices, the creation, and just empower yourself and say, I am, and help look at the next person with love, compassion, kindness as an equal. And that also applies to every plant, animal, mineral, crystal, and the planet itself. And something else that humans have forgotten. Humans have isolated and created this huge artificiality and all those artificial structures. What has happened when humans turn down those volumes, those jarring, screeching? What happens? The animals come back into the cities. The plants grow. The air becomes clear. It is nature showing us nature. Humans have forgotten their own nature. Time to revisit that, the garden in our hearts, our nature, who we are, as part of a society, as part of a world, interwoven, interconnected in human form, to grow, to expand, shed all those traps and chains, and just be. And it's a collective that we can do this, and to raise the frequency of the planet and raise as a collective species and as a planet. There are more things involved, I feel, than just that of what it looks like. True growth, exiting where we have been, that's where it's at. We're having an opportunity. Now, what do we want to write? The next entry in our curriculum vitae, as humans, as a species, as a world, we choose. So let's
You
choose.
should get a doctorate of divinity. Yeah. Once the smoke clears, you ought to be get yourself a, I don't know what they call them. Wouldn't be a church, but get yourself a spiritual center and put on a robe and light some candles and speak it, man. You know.
I'd like to, I want to speak it, put out this message, and enable and empower the rest of the humans of this planet to also speak and speak for themselves. I don't need a building. I don't need any degree. Those are structures, those are validation pieces of paper of human society that says legitimate or illegitimate. There's still too much of that in the world. Just be, just speak. What people need to hop off the fence is a group of like-minded to join, because we're still human. The safety numbers, heard in a positive context. We need those to give people the tools for them to use in their own lives, their own circumstance, and to understand it is okay and a different exist than the single one that they have always known. And to have enough of it out there, front and center, positively, a complete alternate to all they know, a complete contrast that is out there, that is taken up enough power and energies and binding together. And that includes awaken, it includes asleep. It includes light workers and others. Understand that and do that. And then just become your own center of light. And understand the issue to shed is that judgment, that vertical. By just being and being in neutral and truly understanding those concepts, that all emotion, all experience is just that. As an experience, to be able to detach from all those values that have been assigned, all the ones that you know, then you can let go such weight and you feel such lighter, so much lighter, so much more expansive. And then you create what you want to create, and positively. We are seeing so many things, all these social structures. And what really needs to be sensitized to, the default will be safety. When this is over, people will want to return to what they know.
That's
They will
gone.
not.
That's all gone now. We're not going back.
Well, I would say there are people who say, let's reopen, let's get back to what it was, let's do a reset. And the true risk that we really, as a light worker, as a community, need to show, approach this as a positive, not with a negative of trying to, again, externalize by blaming, by pointing a finger, by exacerbating that undesired, because that will be the default. There's too much control programming or default, or that's all people know.
Yeah.
Find
That's what
safety in
I
a
just mean that we're not going backwards. We're going forwards.
We're going forwards, but what forward? We can't create
We're
that.
going forward. We're making this shift happen. Period.
We are.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
You talked about a cycle a while ago. It's happening. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter what I do. Doesn't matter at all. The question is, how do we go through it?
Yes,
Because it's happening.
it's in the house.
But we have a direct impact on how it happens.
Yes.
I'm tired of the pity pots. I'm tired of the pain and suffering. I'm tired of it. It served its purpose.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with leaving things behind. We've been doing it this
Yeah.
whole transition that we've all developed these communities, but it all happens on a personal level. Can I save you? Can I save you?
We can do it for ourselves.
Hell no, I can't save you. I can't save you. You can't save me. We're in this transition of expressing our experiences, which began as, hey, let me show you this modality or process or past life memory or sacred wisdom that I've received. But really, we're at a point now where we know how it works. It's me and the universe one-on-one, and it doesn't matter who knows anything. If I have a pattern of expressing publicly or writing or speaking or making music, whatever the case is, may we go back into that. May we go into whatever we're putting out as something we want to give the world from our heart. I understand how the game works. This one-on-one with the universe is not going to stop. That's the root of our expansion. What am I going to do with my time? Am I going to live in this illusion and distortion that we're all coming out of, being blessed with this isolation that you're talking about? How am I going to come out of this? I'm going to come out of this being with who I want to be with doing what I want to do in alignment with the universal experience. And I believe we're way past quantum and we can make this stuff happen at the snap of a finger.
Yes, we can. We can manifest our own new reality. We can manifest so much more. So much more. All we need to do is to set that intent and to go toward it. Go toward what you want.
Yeah.
Leave behind, because what's in the past, that's the beauty of linear time. You can leave behind because it only goes in one direction. That means any moment and every moment is an opportunity to do something. Whatever that next is, it is your choice. Whatever path you take, you create. You're the weaver. You weave your own. You
Dreamweaver.
You're a dream weaver.
Remember that
You
song?
can dream. Yes.
I know you've got to be a little bit younger than me, but I mean, still, that was a way back one. Hey,
Well, Todd,
listen,
I think we're actually the same age. We're born a few days apart. I'm December 1st, and you're what, December 9, if I remember correctly.
are
So we're
you
just a couple days
were you born
apart.
in 61?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Holy
So
shiitake mushrooms. Listen, I have got off to a rocky start today. That's a blessing. I've got to fix electricity in this RV so I can broadcast throughout the day. So I'm going to have to bail out, and I got Shakina on in 18 minutes, but we
oh,
almost got an hour in. Yeah,
yeah.
man, you need to go get yourself a webcam and a good microphone and just flip it on and do some lives and just let it shine if it
I
resonates.
want to.
Because you
I want to.
yeah,
I want to.
do it. Everybody should do it. Everybody
Yes.
step up. You know, it's not about telling people what to do. It's just about, hey, this is what I got. This is my experience.
This
This is
is what
my
I got.
honesty. This is my raw honesty. I'm shitting bricks. I'm, catching lightning bolts. I'm, had this visitation and I went to the grocery store and had this bad experience, all this stuff. But, we've proved one thing. We're moving past this stuff very, very quickly now. And I think we have the ability to instantly transform things, no matter how thick this physicality looks.
We absolutely do, and something else. Part of being human is being imperfect. So being in the rough, a diamond in the rough, and not like too many of us are called, there's so much nurture in those nuts. There's so much nurture in those
That's right.
roughness. A diamond in the
That's
rough,
right.
just be. We don't have to be that artificially polished one, just being ourselves and basking in our imperfections. And that gives us opportunity to grow, to hook something new on, to expand on that if we
Yeah.
choose. So let's just be, and let's get out there and put these messages out so people understand.
Yeah.
Yes, each of us can. It is okay. It is positive. It is a desired. And to bring that strength up from within, to grow from within, so that people have the safety, the steadfastness, the strength, the inner strength, the empowerment from within to just be and stand in their light, to be neutral, to not allow, to understand we're part of a world, but we're also the creators. And just by being, by doing that, by standing in that, and just some of those things that I spoke earlier, that is how we completely, in the blink of an eye, completely transform the world. Our
Right.
world, when we do this for ourselves, and the larger world in which we live in, and
That's
we
right.
create
Right
a
on, beloved
much
sister.
better place.
I got to cut it short. Well, we got an hour in. We did get an hour in. So, anyway, I got 15 minutes to fix this electricity
Okay.
and get ready for Shakina because I got to load some
Awesome.
songs up. But yeah, Shakina will be on. We'll be on YouTube and the 3 Facebook pages and Zoom
Great.
in 15 minutes or less. So thank you,
Great.
Auriana. I love
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you for your continued love and support and contributions. Everybody that allows us to keep doing this every single day.
Thank
And
you, Todd. Truly, thank you for being. Thank you, Todd. And I would love to share some more if you'll have me at some point
yeah,
in the future. And
we have
truly,
we have a long line. It's getting longer, but yeah, I'm sure a couple times every now and then is yeah. I mean, I don't know how this thing's going. I don't even know where we're going to be in 30 days. I mean, it's
wow,
yeah,
that's
but
cool.
it's all good.
Look at it as an adventure and a journey.
That's right. Maybe
And
we'll have to
set
do it
your
in
own course.
maybe we'll have to do it in person. But I'm not going to
That
Washington
would be
D.C.
cool. That would be
I'm not
cool.
going to
Yeah,
Washington
I
D.C.
went out of here myself,
There's too
but
many
that will
people there.
be down the road. But yes, love
Love you. See you later.
you.
Bye bye.